Welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we're getting set for the second game of our baseball doubleheader. First of all, congratulations to the Giants. They have won the National League pennant, and they will await the winner of this series, the Mariners and the White Sox, for the World Series. So we know who half of the World Series is. The Mariners and the White Sox are tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is coming up next here at Jammin' Sports, so let's head out to Comiskey Park right now for game number 5. Your lineups for tonight. Jammin' Sports presents Game 5 of the American League Championship Series, live from Comiskey Park in Chicago. It's the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 of the ALCS up next here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the first inning. Billy Pierce will be the starting pitcher for the White Sox here this evening. Ichiro will lead things off for Seattle. One of these two teams will take a 3-2 lead tonight. In their first strike, 0-1. Just underway, live from Comiskey. Game 5 of the ALCS. And now the 0-1 pitch. Just inside, count goes to 1-1. Ichiro Suzuki at the plate for Seattle. Outside, 2-1. 45-64. You read my mind. I was about to ask. Thank you, Evil Dead. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1 to Ichiro. The Giants await the winner of this series for the World Series. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, a leadoff walk for the Mariners to start the game. Ichiro at first base. Next up, the second baseman, Brett Boone. They throw to first. Ichiro back in time. They throw to first again. Ichiro back in time. Meanwhile, Boone awaiting his first pitch. And there it is. There goes Ichiro. And he's safe at second base. The Mariners now have a runner on second with nobody out here in the top of the first. Oh, he beat that easily. Only 2 20-game win seasons. Wow. 1-0 pitch. Boone fouls it off. Count evens up at 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Ichiro goes to third. He's safe. Ichiro aggressive on the base pass. So now Ichiro at third base with nobody out. Stealing third's a lot harder than stealing second. Brett Boone has a 2-1 count. And it's outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Boone. Yeah, not a stud. 3-1 pitch. Boone fouls it off. Full count now, 3-2. Game 5 of the ALCS. We're tied at 2 games apiece. It's been a good series so far. 3-2 pitch. In the dirt. Ball 4. And now with nobody out, Seattle has runners at first and third here in the top of the first inning. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, comes up. The pitch by Pierce. Just outside. Count goes to 1-0. Counts 1-0 to Martinez. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. We're live from Comiskey Park in Chicago. And now the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Games 6 and 7 will be back in Seattle. 7 if necessary. There will be a 6. 2-1 pitch. And Martinez fouls it off. Down the first base line. Count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. 2-2 pitch. Up high, 3-2. Pierce struggling here in the first inning. Nobody out for Seattle. It's a full count to Martinez. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. So he finally records an out. 1 down. And now Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, up next. 1 out, runners on the corners. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. A check swing popped up, but it falls. Moncada can't get to it. The count goes to 0-2 to Ibanez. 1 out, runners at first and third. 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for the Mariners. They still have runners at first and third. Maybe Ichiro was still home. He's stolen everything else. First baseman Alvin Davis with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Outside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. Is he not playing? Snap throw to first. Boone back in time. Did they show the lineup? Did I miss it? The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1. I think Griffey would be up next. One pitch. Fouls it off. I think you're right. Davis usually came up behind him. Counts 1-2 to Davis. 1-2 pitch. Up high. Struck him out. It was in the strike zone. The Mariners threaten but don't score. We go to the bottom of the first here at Jammin' Sports. Starting pitcher for Seattle, Mark Langston. Seattle had threatened in the first but did not score. Left runners on first and third. Leading off will be Nellie Fox, the second baseman for the White Sox. The pitch by Langston. It's a strike. He swung at it. Tried to bunt. Count goes to 0-1 to Fox. Bottom of the first, no score. Yeah, that's a mullet. That was popular back in the day. 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. I think they look stupid, but that's just me. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2 to Nellie Fox. 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. Fox goes down swinging for out number 1. Shortstop Tim Anderson up next for Chicago. Up high, 1-0. Comiskey Park, Chicago, Illinois is where we are. Game 5 of the ALCS. The pitch, the 1-0 pitch. He went around. Yep. Count goes to 1-1 to Anderson, the shortstop. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. If you missed it earlier, the Giants wrapped up the series against the Phillies. The Giants are National League champs. They're in the World Series to face one of these two. The 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Anderson strikes out. 2 down. We'll have Game 6 after football tomorrow. White Sox and Mariners. After our football doubleheader tomorrow night. Outside, 1-0 to shoeless Joe Jackson, the center fielder. 2 outs, bases empty for the White Sox here in the bottom of the first. We have a football doubleheader, and then we'll have Game 6 from Seattle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Jackson fouls it off. And our football doubleheader will start at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, 2 o'clock Pacific time. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off down the line. Count goes to 1-2 to shoeless Joe. And now the 1-2 pitch. Shoeless Joe got a hold of that one. And that one could be leaving the building. Yes. A solo shot home run by shoeless Joe Jackson over the left field fence. And the White Sox take a 1-0 lead here in Game 5. Let's watch this one again. Whack. He got all of it. And now Frank Thomas, the first baseman, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. White Sox up 1-0. In there for a strike, 0-1. The winner of this game will be up 3-2 as we go into Game 6 tomorrow night. The 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Going back to the Giants wrapping up the National League pennant. The Giants have yet to lose during this postseason tournament. They are now 9-0, sweeping all 3 series they've been in. Inside to Thomas, count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. A dribbler to first. Davis will throw to Langston covering the bag. At the end of 1, Shoeless Joe Jackson, a solo shot. White Sox up 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, will lead things off for Seattle. The shortstop, Billy Pierce on the mound. A-Rod fouls it off. Down the first base line, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. White Sox up 1-0. We're in the top of the second. The 1-1 pitch. And he fouls that one off. Count goes to 1-2. Got the puppies barking in the background. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Inside, 3-2. Ball 4. Well, Seattle has 2 separate lineups that are Evil Dead, depending on who the pitcher is. Hernandez is probably playing center field today. Yep, in fact, Teoscar Hernandez is at the plate. He's the center fielder. Griffey's not playing tonight. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1 to Hernandez. I'll see if I can do that next time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped it up. Michael Jordan goes back. And on the warning track. And it's out of here. Hernandez, a solo shot just over Jordan's head in right field. And the Mariners have tied it up here in the top of the second. Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, I agree with you. Hernandez makes up for it, though. He hits a home run. Actually, it's a 2-run shot. I forgot there was a runner on base. It's a 2-run shot by Hernandez. And the Mariners take a 2-1 lead. I had forgotten there was a runner at first. And now Dan Wilson, the catcher, up next. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. So a 2-run shot by Hernandez. And Seattle leads it 2-1. Here in the top of the second, still nobody out. Yes, I know. I hear you. 0-1 pitch. Wilson out to Shoeless Joe in center. And Jackson makes the play for out number 1. Yeah, Teoscar. And now the third baseman, Kyle Seager. 1 out, bases empty for Seattle here in the top of the second. As Kyle Seager steps up. Up high, count goes to 1-0. Seager hit a home run in game 3. Or in game 4, I'm sorry. This is game 5. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1.
2-1.
2 balls and a strike to Kyle Seager. Yeah, you're probably right. 2-1 pitch. It's a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2 to Seager. 1 out, bases empty. Billy Pierce on the mound. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Full count at 3-2. There's a lot of that going on these days. Full count to Seager. 1 out, bases empty. And now the 3-2 pitch. Seager rips it into right field, hooking foul. Count remains at 3-2. Seager's proving to be a tough out. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 2. Took a big swing and missed. 4 strikeouts now for Pierce here in game 5. And now Ichiro Suzuki up for the Mariners, the right fielder. 2 outs, bases empty. Yeah, he was a solid third baseman. Ball 1, the pitch was low. Count goes to 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll leave the count at 1-1. We're in the top of the second inning. Seattle leads at 2-1 here in game 5. Series tied at 2 games apiece. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Ichiro with 2 outs, bases empty. I like the exploding scoreboard at Comiskey. It's fun. 3-1 pitch. Pops it up. Out of play. Down the third baseline. Full count to Ichiro. And now the 3-2 pitch. Tennessee is up 17-10. Thank you, Evil Dead. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk for Ichiro. I'll watch the highlights before I go to bed. Brett Boone, the second baseman, now comes up. 2 outs, Ichiro at first base. They throw to first. Ichiro back in time. Frank Thomas, the first baseman for the White Sox. Pitch is down low. Count goes to 1-0 to Brett Boone. 2 outs. Oh no, man, I appreciate the updates. Keep giving them to me. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1 to Brett Boone. No, I love the updates. Give me the updates. Any other update you want to give me, just give it to me. 1-1 pitch. Hits it high in the air. Out to Minoso in left, who makes the play. Teoscar Hernandez, a 2-run shot, and the Mariners take a 2-1 lead here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second. Luis Robert Jr. will lead things off. He's the DH for the White Sox tonight. I got his name right this time. Mark Langston on the mound for Seattle. Here in the bottom of the second. It's a ball inside, 1-0. Yeah, I don't have a ticker. I would love to have a ticker. So in lieu of that, whatever update you can give me, just throw it in there. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. I got to find a way to put a ticker on this thing. 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. And now the 3-0 pitch by Langston. In there for a strike, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. And Robert hits one into the night. See ya. And we're tied up. Luis Robert Jr. with a solo shot home run. I love how the scoreboard lights up. And we have a tie ball game here in game 5. The exploding scoreboard in center field here at Comiskey. Let's watch this one again. He got all of this one. You could just tell by the sound it made. Whack. Luis Robert Jr. We're tied at 2. Nobody out for the White Sox here at the bottom of the second. Michael Jordan, the right fielder, up next. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Yes, that Michael Jordan. Same guy. He's actually done pretty well during the postseason, I have to say. He's got 3 home runs already. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He went around, strike 2. And now the 0-2 pitch to Jordan. Jordan rips it out to left. However, Ibanez makes the play. 1 down for the White Sox. Here at the bottom of the second, as Jordan flies out to left. Left fielder Minnie Minoso up next for the White Sox. 1 out, bases empty. Langston, here's the pitch. Tries to lay a bunt down, misses, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 2. Comiskey Park, home of the Chicago White Sox. On the south side of Chicago, catcher Carlton Fisk. And he fouls it off down the first baseline. Count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the second, we're tied at 2. Organ music, gotta love it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. So many things about baseball that just makes it so cool. That separates it from other sports. 0-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to Ibanez. And he makes the play for the final out. At the end of 2, Luis Robert Jr. ties the game up here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the third in a tie ball game. The DH, Edgar Martinez, will lead things off for Seattle. Billy Pierce still on the mound for the White Sox. Inside, just a bit inside. Count goes to 1-0. Good old Bob Uecker. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Comiskey Park, Chicago. Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. Here at Jammin' Sports. The 2-0 pitch. In their first strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1 to Martinez. We're in the top of the third, tied at 2. 3-1 pitch. Down low, it's a leadoff walk for the Mariners. Here in the top of the third inning, Martinez is aboard. Left fielder, Raul Ibanez. Nobody out, runner on first base. The pitch by Pierce, outside, 1-0.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Nobody out, runner on first base for Seattle. Here in the top of the third. And now the 1-0 pitch. Rips it into right field, the base hit. They're going to hold him up at second. No, he's going for third. He's in there. Martinez. And Ibanez makes it over to second. It'll be a double. And now the Mariners have runners at second and third, but nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Ibanez ends up on second base. See if the Mariners can capitalize. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, up next. In there for a strike, 0-1. Nobody out. Runners at second and third for Seattle. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Here in the top of the third inning. One pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. To Alvin Davis. A base hit would score 2 runs. Pretty much. The 1-2 pitch. Swung at it, struck him out. He swung at a bad pitch. 1 down for the Mariners. Here in the top of the third. They still have runners at first and second. And now Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, A-Rod, comes up. A-Rod pops it up. Shoeless Joe coming running in. And he makes the basket catch for the out. Coming home, safe. Martinez on the sac fly. So give A-Rod a sac fly in an RBI. And the Mariners take a 3-2 lead as Edgar Martinez comes home. 2 outs, runner on second. And now Hernandez comes up. He hit a home run last time he came up. Teoscar Hernandez, the center fielder. Inside, 1-0. So Seattle takes a 3-2 lead here in the top of the third on a sacrifice fly by A-Rod. A 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. He just beat the throw, if you noticed. I mean, he barely got in there. Count goes to 1-1 to Hernandez. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. 2 balls, a strike. 2 outs. Runner on second base. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. That'll even the count at 2-2. I think Evil Dead and I are both rooting for the Mariners. He might. 2-2 pitch. Oh, he swung on a bad pitch, struck him out. At the end of 2.5, Seattle has taken a 3-2 lead here at Jammin' Sports. All right, Yohan Moncada, this third baseman, will lead things off for the White Sox here in the bottom of the third. Mariners up 3-2. Langston on the hill. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. I like the White Sox. I don't dislike them. I'm not a huge fan, but I like them. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. I always felt the White Sox were always second fiddle to the Cubs in Chicago. So that's why I was glad they won the World Series back in 05, I think it was. Count goes to 1-2 to Moncada when they beat the Astros, if you remember that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, struck him out for out number 1. They've had some great players and good teams throughout the years, though, the White Sox. Nellie Fox. 1 out, bases empty. The second baseman comes up here in the bottom of the third.
No.
Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Seattle up 3-2 here in the bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead here with you for Game 5 of the ALCS. 3-0 pitch. They swing on 3-0 pitches a lot. You're not supposed to do that. Count goes to 3-1 as Fox fouls it off. And now the 3-1 pitch. Pops it up. And Ibanez makes the play in left field for the Mariners. 2 down for the White Sox here in the bottom of the third. Fox flies out to left. Shortstop Tim Anderson up next. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the third. The pitch by Langston.
No.
Inside, 1-0. Langston trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. And now the 1-0 pitch. Oh, that hit him. It'll be a 2-out walk. Anderson hit by pitch. And now Shoeless Joe Jackson comes up, the center fielder, with 2 outs, runner on first base. Shoeless Joe. I like Chicago's uniforms. I like the pinstripes. They're simple, but they look good. The pinch by Langston in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Shoeless Joe. 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 0-1 pitch. A pitch out. They don't take the bait. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Shoeless Joe Jackson. There goes the runner. Down to second. Oh, they got him. That was an easy peasy play. That'll end the inning. At the end of 3 complete. Seattle leads at 3-2 here at Jammin' Sports. Dan Wilson, the catcher for the Mariners, will lead things off here in the top of the 4th. Billy Pierce on the mound, Game 5 of the ALCS. Seattle up 3-2. Wilson pops it up. Moncada will come over from third and make the play. I've been calling him Mancada, but I've noticed the public address announcer calls him Mancada, so I'm going with that. Third baseman Kyle Seager, 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Pierce. It's a ball. Count goes to 1-0 to Seager, the third baseman. And now the 1-0 pitch. Oh, it hit him and knocks him down. Hit him square in the back. That's got to hurt. So the Mariners have a runner on first with 1 out. And now Ichiro comes up, the right fielder. Fouls it off, 0-1. No balls and a strike. 1 out, runner on first base. Seager at first. Yeah, they should. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. They need to put balls in here. They really do. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2 to Ichiro.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball and 2 strikes. How about those Baltimore Orioles winning the AL East? Go Baltimore. 1-2 pitch. Down the line. Foul. Count goes to 1-2. The Orioles were a 100-loss team 2 years ago, and now they're a 100-win team this year. They throw to first. Seager, McIntyre. Yeah, I've always liked the O's. Now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Yeah, I like the uniforms too. I used to watch them a lot when I was in Miami in spring training. They held spring training in Miami at the time. 3-2 is the count to Ichiro. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ichiro pops it up. Moncada comes over. At third, it makes the play. 2 down. 2 outs, runner on first at Seager for Seattle here in the top of the 4th. And now the second baseman, Brett Boone, comes up. The pitch, inside, 1-0. I think my most favorite World Series of all time was 1979, Pirates and the Orioles. That went 7 games. That was just an awesome series, even though the Orioles lost. Inside, 2-0 to Brett Boone. The Pirates had some great players on that team, as did the Orioles on their team. Counts 2-0 to Boone. Yep, the We Are family's here. They throw to first again. Seager's back in time. Meanwhile, the count's 2-0 to Brett Boone. 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. Brett Boone at the plate. Ball 4. It's a 2-out walk. Oh yeah, that was a good series as well. And now Edgar Martinez comes up. 2 outs, runners at first and second for Seattle. Here in the top of the 4th. The DH, Martinez. Count goes to 0-1. Lions and Cease warming up. Of course, the Mets-Red Sox was a great World Series. I like that one too. 0-1 pitch. Count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Low and inside, 2-1 to Martinez. Not yet. Swung on an inside pitch. That'll even the count at 2-2. I think they're still at a stalemate with their legislature. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. That'll end the inning. Seattle leads at 3-2 here at Javits Sports. Shoeless Joe Jackson will lead things off for Chicago here in the bottom of the 4th. Here in Game 5 of the ALCS. Mariners lead at 3-2. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Mark Langston still on the mound. In there for a strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Quickly 0-2 to Shoeless Joe. Gracie's here. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2 to Shoeless Joe. She's giving a thumbs up. Now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. Full count to Jackson. The leadoff batter here in the bottom of the fourth. Jackson hits one high in the air. Ichiro goes back and makes the play. One down for the White Sox. Frank Thomas, the first baseman, comes up. First pitch is outside. Count goes to 1-0. 1 out, bases empty. The 1-0 pitch. Count goes to 2-0. Well hit down the line, but foul. Count goes to 2-1 to the big hurt, Frank Thomas. 2-1 pitch. Down the first base line. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Three-two pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2 to Frank Thomas. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Seattle up 3-2. 3-2 pitch. And he fouls that one off. Down the third base line. Long at bat from Frank Thomas. It's at 3-2. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Langston. Ball 4. It'll be a 1 out walk for Frank Thomas. And now Luis Robert Jr. He had a home run last time he came up. If he hits another one, the White Sox take the lead. 1 out, runner on first. That's Thomas at first base. The pitch by Langston. Down low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first base. 1-1 pitch. There goes Thomas on the hit and run. Ichiro makes a spectacular catch in right field, robbing Robert Jr. of a home run. What a catch by Ichiro. Let's watch this one again. I thought this one was gone. Look at this catch. Robbed him. Robbed him blind. Beautiful catch. Wow. Wow indeed. Michael Jordan comes up, the right fielder. 2 outs, runner on first. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-1. Ichiro robbed him big time. What a catch. If it's in the game, it's in the game, right? The show 23, a remarkable game. It's got everything. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off down the line. Count goes to 0-2. This game never ceases to impress me. And now the 0-2 pitch. Jordan fouls it off. Count is at 0-2 to Michael Jordan with 2 outs. Frank Thomas at first base. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of 4 complete. Seattle leads at 3-2 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 5th. Left fielder Raul Ibanez will come up. It's a ball. I know that Jordan floated around the farm system for a while, but yeah, he never actually played in a Major League Baseball game. He did in spring training, but that's it. The count's at 1-0 to Ibanez, but they put him in this game, so oh well. Ibanez fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1. Billy Pierce still on the mound here in the top of the 5th. Mariners up 3-2. Inside, count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Ibanez. That's basically it right there. Ibanez fouls it off. Counts at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count to Raul Ibanez. And now the 3-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. Count remains at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. Alvin Davis, the first baseman. First pitch is outside, 1-0. 1 out, bases empty for the Mariners. The 1-0 pitch rips it foul down the third base line. That'll even the count at 1-1. Game 5 of the ALCS series is tied at 2 games apiece. We're in the top of the 5th. Seattle up 3-2. Davis fouls it off. 1 out, bases empty. The count to Davis goes to 1-2. The Giants have won the National League pennant. They're in the World Series. Count goes to 2-2. I've been struggling announcing all day today. It's just because I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. Making the play, Tim Anderson, as Davis grounds out to short. Nice play by Anderson at short for the White Sox. 2 down for Seattle. He dove, gets to his feet, and makes the throw. And now A-Rod, the Seattle shortstop, with 2 outs, bases empty, in their first strike, 0-1. I think I maybe got an hour's sleep last night. I just couldn't sleep. I had bad heartburn. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a ball. Count goes to 1-1. And then we got up early to boot on a Saturday so I can go to the festival with Misty and the yard sale. It's down low. Count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. And I was out late during the football game last night, so it's just not much sleep. Up high, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs, bases empty to A-Rod. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Full count. Prilosic or either of those prescription. Hit high in the air. Out to right center field. A-Rod hits a home run. A solo shot by Alex Rodriguez. And the Mariners take a 4-2 lead. I took Nexium in the past. I'll try Prilosic. I'll get some. Usually I drink a lot of milk if I get heartburn. Let's watch this home run again. A-Rod got all of that one. And now Teoscar Hernandez comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. Outside, 1-0. I'll try Prilosic next time. I'll pick some up tomorrow. Count goes to 1-0 on Hernandez. He had a home run earlier in this game. 2 outs, bases empty. Inside, 2-0. So A-Rod's solo shot gives Seattle a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. He went around 2-1 to Hernandez. And now the 2-1 pitch. Swung. They'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the top of the 5th. Here in Game 5. Series tied at 2 games apiece. Rips it into right field, the base hit for Teoscar Hernandez. A 2-out single. It will extend the inning for Seattle. And now the catcher, Dan Wilson, will come up. We're at Comiskey Park in Chicago for Game 5 of the ALCS. And now Wilson, the catcher, at the plate. They throw to first. Hernandez back in time. Falls up 24-10 at halftime. Thank you, Evil Dead. Any other final scores you want to put up there, feel free. Outside, 1-0. A big day of college football today around the US of A. Yeah, beating them guys. And now the 1-0 pitch. In the strike zone, count goes to 1-1 to Dan Wilson with 2 outs. Anything you want to share is fine with me. And now the 1-1 pitch. High in the air, down the third base line, out of play. Count goes to 1-2 to Dan Wilson. 2 outs, runner on first. And now the 1-2 pitch. A dribbler to Anderson. He'll pick it up. Throw to first for the out. Alex Rodriguez hits a solo shot. And the Mariners take a 4-2 lead here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Game 5. Minnie Minoso, the left fielder, will lead things off. LSU up on Ole Miss. Boy, what a game that is. Look at that score. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1 to Minoso. They don't play defense anymore, do they? Does anybody really play defense anymore? Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. That's the problem with the modern football game. Too much passing, not enough defense. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. Yeah, but if every game is a shootout, then that becomes commonplace too. 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. Minnie Minoso, the left fielder, fouls it off. Full count to Minoso. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th for the White Sox. They trail 4-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. He walked him. A leadoff walk for the White Sox. We'll have an NFL doubleheader tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'll go over that schedule real quick. It'll be New England at Miami and then Tampa Bay at Detroit. And then after those 2 games, we'll have we'll have Game 6 of this series tomorrow night after football. Carlton Fisk, the catcher. Outside, 1-0. The White Sox have a runner on first base, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head back to Seattle for Game 6 tomorrow night after our NFL doubleheader. 1-0 pitch, up high, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Nobody out, runner on first base. That's Minoso at first. Now the 2-0 pitch. He went around 2-1. They might want to take Langston out of there. I think he's getting tired. Counts at 2-1 to Carlton Fisk. They throw to first. Minoso back in time. Two-one pitch, hit high in the air. Ichiro in right field, going back, and makes the play for out number 1. So Georgia got by Auburn 27-20. Tell you what, the Bulldogs have been on a roll the past couple of years. Yoan Moncada, the third baseman, up next. 1 out for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th with a runner on first base. They throw to first. Minoso back in time. 1 out. Runner on first. They throw to first again. Minoso back in time. That was close that time. Here's the first pitch to Moncada. Down the line, foul. Count goes to 0-1. Counts at 0-1. Pitch by Langston. No, they throw to first. Minoso back in time again. Moncada patiently awaiting his next pitch. The 0-1 pitch. Rips it. That may be gone. It is. A 2-run shot by Yoan Moncada, and the White Sox have tied it up. A 2-run blast here in the bottom of the 5th. And we're tied up once again here in Game 5. Wow. He got all of that one. Let's watch that one again. Hit that one on a rope. We're tied at 4. We go to the top of the order. Nellie Fox will lead things off. 1 out, bases empty. A 2-run homer by Moncada ties up the game. Nellie Fox, the count on him is 1-0. The pitch by Langston. He went around, there'll be a strike. Count goes to 1-1. This has been quite the game so far. We're tied up. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Two-one pitch. A-Rod scoops it up, throws to first for the out. Nice play by A-Rod at short. 2 down for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th. And now the shortstop, Tim Anderson, comes up for Chicago. 2 outs, bases empty in a tie ball game. The pitch by Langston. And that's a shot to Ichiro, who makes the play. At the end of 5, we're tied at 4. Yoan Moncada, a 2-run blast to tie the game up here at Jammin' Sports. Ted Lyons comes in to pitch for the White Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. here in Game 5. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, will lead things off here in the top of the 6th for the Mariners in a tie ball game. The pitch by Lions in their first strike, 0-1. Kopech and Lopez warming up. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside. Count goes to 1-1 to Seager. He went around 1-2. Yep. It's a game based off failure. The 1-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. 1 down for Seattle here in the top of the 6th. Yeah, if you can do well 3 out of 10 times, you're considered good. Ichiro, the right fielder. 1 out, bases empty. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch by Lions. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Count goes to 0-2. We're tied at 4 here in the top of the 6th of Game 5. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. To Ichiro. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. I've got the rosters in front of me here, but I hardly use them anymore. I've got them all memorized for just about every team now. And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count. 3-2 to Ichiro. 1 out, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count remains at 3-2. I really liked Ichiro as a player when he played. He was good. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. A 1 out walk. Ichiro's aboard. Here in the top of the 6th. And now the second baseman, Brett Boone, comes up. Boone was a pretty consistent second baseman too. He was good. 1 out, runner on first. That's Ichiro. They throw to first. He's back in time. As many games as I've done with these teams, I've got the rosters down cold. Outside pitch. They don't take the bait. Counts at 1-0 to Brett Boone. Evil Dead, how did the University of Miami do today? Or are they playing right now? I don't know yet. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Nope, Ichiro. They throw to first. He's back in time. Meanwhile, the count's at 1-0. They throw to first again. In the real MLB, you can't do that anymore after twice. You can't do that. They throw to first again. They're determined to keep him on the base. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1 to Brett Boone. Game 5. Series tied at 2 games apiece. The game is tied at 4 runs apiece. The 1-1 pitch to Brett Boone. A pitch out. Ichiro does not take the bait. Okay, they must be off this week. Counts at 2-1 to Brett Boone. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. 1 out, runner on first. That's Ichiro at first. 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. And now the count's at 3-2. Full count to Brett Boone. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Seattle has runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 6th in a tie ball game. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, will come up here in Game 5 of the ALCS. It's been a good game. It's gone back and forth. Pitch is low. Count goes to 1-0 to Edgar Martinez. 1 out, runners at first and second. And now the 1-0 pitch. Okay, at Georgia Tech. Thank you much. Up high, 2-0. We're at Comiskey Park in Chicago. Game 5 of the ALCS. Counts 2-0 to Edgar Martinez. The 2-0 pitch in their first strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Edgar Martinez. A walk would load the bases. 3-1 pitch by Lyons. A dribbler to Thomas. Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1 and 2. They get the double play. And that gets them out of the inning. We're tied at 4 here at Javits Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in a tie ball game. Leading off for the White Sox, center fielder shoeless Joe Jackson. Mark Langston still on the mound for Seattle here in Game 5. Big swing and a miss by Jackson here at Comiskey Park in Chicago. Count goes to 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off, 0-2. People give Comiskey a bad rap. I've been there. I thought it was a fine ballpark. I don't know what they have against it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count goes to 0-2. The last time I was in Chicago, I went to both Cub and a White Sox game. I prefer Comiskey over Wrigley, to be honest with you. Outside, count goes to 1-2. The parking is easier at Wrigley or at Comiskey. Wrigley's kind of a dome. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Wrigley smells like beer all the time. Counts 1-2 to shoeless Joe. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the White Sox. Here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Frank Thomas, the first baseman, comes up. 1 out, bases empty for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Outside, count goes to 1-0. My favorite ballpark so far, though, that I've visited in person is Camden Yards by far. I love that stadium. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. I had a chance to go there in 93, it was. It opened in 92. I went in 93. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 2-2. That'll even the count at 2-2. 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. We got a full count to Frank Thomas with 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Langston. Ball 4. A 1 out walk for Frank Thomas. They need to get Langston out of there. There we go. They're going to pull him. The manager has had enough. Langston's night is over. Let's see who Seattle brings in relief. They've got a lot of good pitchers in the bullpen. George Kirby will come in. We're in Game 5 of the ALCS, tied at 2 games apiece. The game is tied at 4 runs apiece. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out for the White Sox with a runner on first. Luis Robert Jr., he had a home run earlier tonight, a solo shot. The pitch by Kirby, and that's hit down the right field line. Ichiro cannot get to it in time. Foul ball. Count goes to 0-1 to Robert. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Thomas down to second. They get him. They nail him at second base. Nice throw by Dan Wilson, the catcher. They get Frank Thomas at second. 2 down for the White Sox. That was very close. I thought he was safe, to be honest with you. The count's at 2-2 now with 2 outs, bases empty. To Robert Jr. Up high, full count now, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Struck him out. At the end of 6 complete, we're tied at 4 here at Javits Sports. Raul Ibanez will lead things off for Seattle at the top of the 7th. Yeah, I saw that highlight with Bryce Harper. I don't know why Angel Hernandez is still umpiring in the major leagues. He's in there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1 on Ibanez here in the top of the 7th. We're still tied at 4. They've had so many problems with him. They need to get rid of him. Strike 2. And he has an attitude. He's very arrogant. And now the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. I hate saying this. I'm going to make a comment here in a moment. The 1-2 pitch to Ibanez. Big swing, strikes him out. This is what happens when you have a hiring quota. When you have to have so many ethnicities. Misty's back. Say hi, Misty. How was door dashing?
Awesome.
All right. Alvin Davis comes up. First baseman with 1 out, bases empty. Counts at 0-1. I don't care what your background is, what your race is. If you're good, you're good. If you're bad, you're bad. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. There's got to be better guys out there, Evil Dead. You're right. 0-2 pitch to Davis. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2. I bet there's over 100 guys out there better than him. I'm better than him. I'm better than he is. Up high, count goes to 1-2 to Alvin Davis. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. We're tied at 4 in the top of the 7th. The pitch to Davis. Big swing, struck him out for out number 2. Lions on fire. And now with 2 outs, bases empty, A-Rod comes up. The shortstop. He had a home run earlier. Fouls it off, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch by Lions. Down low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. 1-1 pitch. Took a big cut. Strike 2. Count goes to 1-2. Your chili was good. She made really good chili this evening. I enjoyed it. I had 2 big bowlfuls. 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of the inning. After 6.5, we're still tied at 4 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mariners and White Sox are tied at 4 here in Game 5. Michael Jordan, the right fielder, will lead things off for Chicago in the bottom of the 7th. George Kirby on the mound. And Jordan hits his 4th home run of the postseason. Down the left field line. I'm sorry, his 2nd home run. I thought he had 2 already. A solo shot, and the White Sox take a 5-4 lead. Want to be like Mike? And the White Sox take a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th, here in Game 5. Let's watch this one again. Right down the left field line. Now Chicago leads at 5-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Manny Minoso, the left fielder, hits one down the left field line, foul. Count goes to 0-1. So the White Sox have taken the lead here in Game 5. Oh, 0-1 pitch to Minoso. Pops it up. Down the first base line, it will go out of play. Count goes to 0-2. I have mixed feelings about it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it up. Well, I don't know. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Minoso swings on an outside pitch and strikes out. 1 down for the White Sox. I'm in favor of still having the umpire back there, but he can be overruled from upstairs. It's got to be quick, though. It's right. Carlton Fisk, the catcher, comes up. Counts at 1-0. It's now 2-0. One out, base is empty. And that's a shot down the left field line. Off the wall. A base hit by Fisk. It'll be a 1-out single for Carlton Fisk, the catcher. I mean, there'll always be a need for the umpire there. That was a long single is right. And now the third baseman, Yohan Moncada, will come up. They throw to first. Fisk back in time. The White Sox have taken a 5-4 lead here in Game 5. There's a shot, a base hit. And that's going to move the base runner over to second. And now the White Sox have runners at first and second with one out. Nellie Fox, the second baseman, comes up next. Chicago having a big inning. And that's going to be to Davis. They'll turn two. There's 1 and 2, and that'll end the inning. However, Michael Jordan with a solo shot gives the White Sox a 5-4 lead here at Chapman Sports. All right, we go to the bottom or the top of the 8th. Garrett Crochet will come on, or is it Crotchet? In the second inning, Hernandez, a towering shot, and Teoscar Hernandez will lead things off for Seattle in the top of the 8th, down by a run. Is it Crotchet or Crochet? I'm not sure. Hendricks and Sale warming up in the bullpen for Chicago. Hernandez, the count's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, pops it up. Out of play, 1-1 to Hernandez. I think it is Crochet. Hernandez takes a big swing, strike 2. Count goes to 1-2. Because it's spelled just like Crochet. So, I'm going to go with it. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Hernandez goes down swinging for out number 1. Here in the top of the 8th. 1 out, base is empty. Gracie's back. Say hi, Gracie. And now Dan Wilson, the catcher, comes up. 1 out, base is empty. Down low, ball 1. Gracie's imitating the players off to the side here. If I had the webcam up, you'd see it. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. She gave a thumbs up. And now the 2-0 pitch. Pops it up, down the line, but foul. Count goes to 2-1 to Dan Wilson. 1 out, bases empty for Seattle. Here in the top of the 8th. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Now Gracie's imitating the fans behind home plate. She likes watching them eat stuff. The 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. Dan Wilson goes down swinging. 2 down for Seattle here in the top of the 8th. She's waving her white handkerchief now. Just like the fans. Crochet. All right, that's even better. Garrett Crochet on the mound. Well hit by Seager. Out to Shoeless Joe. And Shoeless Joe makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning. White Sox up 5-4 here at Chapman Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Game 5. White Sox lead at 5-4. Tim Anderson, the shortstop, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Anderson pops it up out of play down the third base line. Count goes to 0-1. Misty's eating an ice cream bar. No, not right now. 0-1 pitch. Inside. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Still a tight ball game, 2-1 White Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. Series is tied at 2 games apiece. We'll have Game 6 tomorrow night. It could be the deciding game tomorrow night. You never know. The 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. Evil Dead says he's going to go get a Dove ice cream bar. 2-2 pitch. Wilson or Boone at second makes the play. Anderson grounds out to second. 1 down for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. Shoeless Joe Jackson, the center fielder, comes up with 1 out, bases empty. Evil Dead's going to mail you one. Popped up. Ibanez coming over and makes the play in left field for out number 2. 2 down for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. When I was in basic training, I kid you not, this guy was in our unit from West Virginia, and his family mailed him a salad. It stunk. Frank Thomas comes up. First pitch is up high, 1-0. It had dressing on it and everything. It stunk when he opened it up. Why would you mail somebody a salad? Most people got cookies and stuff. He got a salad. All right, popped up to Hernandez in center field, and that'll end the 8th inning. White Sox still lead at 5-4. We go to the 9th here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the 9th inning. Liam Hendricks will come on for the White Sox. Seattle has to score 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead, or the White Sox will take a 3-2 lead in the series. Ichiro will lead things off for the Mariners. Just 1 run is all they need to tie it up. In their first strike, 0-1 to Ichiro. Game 6 tomorrow after our NFL doubleheader. 0-1 pitch, inside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Ichiro, a base hit in the right field. Jordan will throw it in. So it's a leadoff single. The tying run's at first base. And now the go-ahead run will come to the plate. A leadoff single for the Mariners here in the top of the 9th. Brett Boone comes up. Boone lays down a bunt, perfect bunt. Boone's going to be safe. Everybody's safe. Perfect bunt by Brett Boone. And now the Mariners have runners at first and second with nobody out. Beautiful bunt down the first base line. The tying run is at second. The go-ahead run is at first. And now Edgar Martinez comes up, the DH. In their first strike, 0-1. A base hit would score Ichiro, then tie the game up. Oh, 1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains 0-2 to Edgar Martinez. Nobody out here at the top of the 9th. Seattle has runners at first and second. They're down by a run. 0-2 pitch to Martinez. Outside, 1-2. High drama here in the top of the 9th. 1-2 pitch. Broken bat, popped up, and Fisk makes the play for the out. 1 down for Seattle here in the top of the 9th. Seattle down to the last 2 outs. Nice play by Carlton Fisk. And now Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, comes up. 1 out, runners at first and second. Inside, it's a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Tying run is at second base. That's Ichiro. All he needs is a base hit. In there for a strike, 1-1. Raul Ibanez. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Rips it foul. Count goes to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be everybody's safe. No, they got him at second. Frank Thomas knocked it down. They got the runner at second base. Ichiro moves down to third. There's now 2 outs. Alvin Davis comes up, the first baseman. Now Seattle needs a base hit to tie this one up. They're down to the last out. Inside, 1-0. Two outs, runners at first and third. Anderson to second, and that'll do it. The White Sox wrap it up. White Sox win Game 5, 5-4 over Seattle. Your final score, the White Sox 5, the Mariners 4. And the White Sox take a 3-2 lead in the series as we head back to Seattle tomorrow night. Learn more about the show. Go online to theshow.com. Once again, your final score, the White Sox over the Mariners 5-4. Chicago takes a 3-2 lead in the series. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, an NFL doubleheader. The Patriots and the Dolphins, and then the Bucks and the Lions. And that'll be followed by game number 6 of the American League Championship between the White Sox and the Mariners from Seattle tomorrow night. Until then, this is Jimmy Jam saying good night, everybody.